Welcome to Upfront. Today, I have a very important guest with me, a young entrepreneur. He's the founder of On Point, and a company, which provides different kind of facilities to national as well as international clients. Mr. Muhammad Burhan Raza is with me. Thank you very much, Burhan, for sparing your time. Uh, what you have been doing, kindly, if you just give an introduction of yourself.
Okay, thank you so much, sir, for having me, and it's honor that I am here on your platform.
Good.
I can say I have started working as a freelancer, to be honest, back in 2016 and 17 when I was in high school, and I was very enthusiastic. And at that time, I was young, and I was like, I need to do something digitally, right? At that time, COVID did not happen, and people were doing white collar jobs, and people who are of my age at that time, they were like just going out, hanging out with the friends. But I was very enthusiastic at that
What
time
was
that
the exact age? Was it around 17, 16, 17? What?
I was almost 17, yeah, 17, 18 years old at that time when I started.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I can say, like, I on my own started learning multiple softwares like Photoshop, designing, YouTube editing, all these things on my own, taking some English calls, to the international clients. And then step by step, I moved forward and learned a lot of things from the YouTube. I had the laptop on my table and one screen. So whenever I get some project, right? So I practice it live. I'm like the video is playing on the YouTube and I'm trying to, like find the solution for that. So that was the starting phase. And after that, I can say it's almost 8 years now. The journey was very, like up and down. There was a lot of depressing phases as well. And alhamdulillah, now we are a company of 25 to 35 headcounts individual who they are working remotely. And I personally trained 700 individuals till now, and they are, like doing freelancer. And because of that, I have, like made a community as well of expert freelancers, and we can connect and work together.
What was the first earning that when you started doing your work? What was the first earning? In fact, was it
uh,
in thousands of dollars, or was it in
no,
a
no, no.
single digit or two digit? What?
Okay, that's a really interesting story. October 2017. One of my friend, he was doing medical, and he was earning online in dollars as a online call center. He posted a story on his Instagram, and I was like, brother, what are you doing? And I want to learn how you're making money, right? Because his Instagram story was like, let's do party, and he received $50 at that time, October 2017.
Yeah.
I showed my interest that I want to do something and learn something as well. So let me know what's the process. December 2017, he called me back with the opportunity that, hey, Burhan, I have an opportunity that you need to change your accent in American accent, and you need to uh, make 100 calls. So I remember after making those 100 calls in English for the business, I received $10, and the dollar was 150 at that point. So I received 1,500 rupees in my easy pesa from my that particular friend, and I was like, I'm living a life, 1,500 rupees on my own. Like I earned, like I made 100 calls and earned 1,500. Like I was like, that's amazing, right? So that was the pivot point of my life. That was the first ever earning. I earned $10 in US dollars and 1,500 in PKR.
What was the reaction of your family at that time when you naturally, while sitting at home, you might be making a calls, and your parents, your mother, they must be, asking you what the hell you are doing, continuously. Is it a kind of a PCO, public call center? What is going on in the house?
I will be honest with you. In the initial years of my, like this journey, like 2 years, I used to live in joint family system, right? And American time, we are in the Pakistan. We used to work in the night, and I used to call on the Skypes and talk with the multiple clients. So my parents, my cousins were like, "Hey, Brian, what are you doing? I don't know what's the scope of that. What you will do? You either do a job," because I am the first one in my whole generation who is doing the business, right? At that time, alhamdulillah. But at that time, when like my parents was very I can say like supportive towards me, but like they're still like, where will you land, go to the university, get the job done and all that. But my father, I want to give credit to my father, he pushed me, and my mother, they both pushed me a lot, that do whatever you do, but like still do something else as well, right? I was like, you will see I'm doing things right and I'm learning. Right after that, COVID happens and everyone went online. People, like routines got disturbed. And
Yes.
I was the person at my home with my cousin and everyone, because I was already opt and used to work online digitally and all that, these things, right? So then I start getting those comments that you were doing amazing, and then they see that I'm flourishing, I started traveling. So at that time, like first two initial years where they were like, I don't know what are you doing, maybe you can succeed or not. But at this point, alhamdulillah, everyone was like, you did an amazing job. So that really encourages me, and I want to give credit to my parents as well. Honestly, they were really supportive, to be honest.
Burhan, how, I mean, what's your own experience as well as your opinion regarding the new technology? Because the technology has transformed the entire, you know, entire world, the entire population, the international markets has been, transformed because of these technologies. With people, sitting thousands of miles away from each other, and
Yeah.
there's a time difference, and still people are, they are engaging into what you call it a financial and business engagements. So, what's your opinion about the technologies that you guys are using, you and your company and the other guys who are with you?
Okay, I can say as our main work is in digital marketing and then software solutions right now, technology is the next future, even the next generation technology, which is like AI, right? Uh, People are very scared because AI is, I can say, dangerous. At the same time, it's really helpful as well, right? I remember when I was that in my young age, still I'm young by the way, but like in my teenage, I can say, right? uh, we used to heard internet have the like disadvantages and everything, right? But everyone started opting it, right? Coming on the social media platforms. Now it's the AI, more advanced technology, right? So I cannot say one thing that technology is dangerous, because at this point we are used to it technology that even less than 5 minutes we cannot live without the technology. That's the ecosystem we are got surrounded. So it's playing a really vast role in our lives as well, to be honest. And as it's a little bit dangerous, but it's a helpful as well, because I can say I'm sitting here
So,
right now.
how you define this danger that you are identifying and mentioning? This phrase, this word, I mean, this word, in fact, danger. That AI is dangerous. And
Yeah.
second is, can you just elaborate on the use of, rather, I would like to say that the misuse of the technology.
Say it again,
That we
sorry.
are in a system of there's an ecosystem of the technology. We are carrying mobiles which are Android. We are connected with the people on different platforms, in fact.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we are exposed to so many uncertainties and
Exactly.
sensitivities that most of the time the people do have a kind of a, they become a victim of it.
Yes. As you just said, and I will take it forward, to become a victim of it, right? In terms of AI, you see these days a lot of people are using that, victimization, or I can say like the negativity of that their faces are being used, replaced, the voice got tempered, right? So these are some disadvantages, I can say, like in terms of negative side or usage of technology and AI. But as I said, we can see the positive side of that, which like advancement in our work. Connectivity is very fast, right? 5G is using 5G is now in the world as well. You can connect anywhere. I can say you are like the other side of the world, I am here, and but we are still live and connected with the world as well, right? I am from the Pakistan, and even like I'm working from Dubai with the US clients as well, right? They are like miles away from us. So that's the positive sides, I can say as well. Like uh, as you can say, like if you want to use it in the right way, that's the best way to use the technology, to be honest. And you can even earn million of
It's
dollars out of
about
it.
it's about the utilization. It's about the
Exactly,
utilization.
exactly, yeah,
So that's important. Now tell me, because the Gen Zs that we use this phrase or a word for the new
hmm.
generation, that most of the time that you come across with the your colleagues, maybe 2 years 3 years junior to you, those who
Yeah,
are at the moment they are working with you, there is a kind of a mm, uh, an approach,
yeah,
a mental, kind of a mindset of the young generation, that always they'll be complaining about things, maybe about the
okay,
the system of the state, the system, the markets, the society in which they live. Most of the time they do make complaints, especially regarding jobs and making money or generating the money. What is the problem, and do you think that this mindset could be changed, or there is a kind of a remedy to that?
okay. My You can even have different opinion about working with Gen Zs. What I have the opinion, because I am right now working closely with the Gen Zs, and like millennials as well, to be honest, right? Because of my age and because of my work as well. And I want to tell one thing: Gen Zs are very easy to work with, right? I understand, because I can say that's my opinion. Everyone have different their own type of experiences. And why I'm saying Gen Zs are very easy to work with, in my experience and with my age, and also working with millennials as well, right? I can say I noticed when I hired the Gen Zs, they are very easy to work with in terms of if you just inspire them to work, right? Not, and I can say they're very straightforward. They're like, sir, and they will not waste your time as well. As you know, like in our previous ages, 2000s and 1900s, right? Those people are like, if you have the job, you can like get the money by the end of the month, right? But Gen Z's, I can say, they are like, if they are stuck, they will come to you, hey sir, we are stuck in it, do you have a problem, do you have a solution? If you don't have a solution, they will go to the AI, right? That's the generational gap as well. So like I can say Gen Z's are more solution oriented, to be honest, in my experience, rather than, I can say, those people who are just like job oriented, or even I can say they're looking forward that just get the work done, right? So this is my experience, that you can just inspire the Gen Z's, and they will be really straightforward, sir. Am I doable, this work is doable for me or not, right? So in those terms, I can say credit goes to Gen Z's, that they will not waste your time right? in ter- so that's the
So,
main thing.
but, no, but still the question remains that why most of the time they'll say that, okay, what is the initial salary? 50,000, 70,000, 60,000. Oh
Yeah,
no, I don't, it should be 200,000, it should be 150. Naturally, we are passing through an era, a time where there is a lot of inflation,
okay,
where naturally there are a lot of financial responsibilities, I would say.
yeah.
But for a young man,
Hmm.
naturally you have to start from somewhere. You have to start.
Agreed.
You have to. Naturally, you started with 1,500. In
Yeah,
fact, in nineties, mid 90s, I started the full month with 1,500 rupees. So the point that I want to make is that you have to start from somewhere where
Agreed.
most of our young people, either they
Hmm.
want to just get away with the responsibilities which
Yeah.
are in front of them, or they want to have a kind of a easy going sort of a task that where they can enjoy as well, and then having a less responsibility.
Hmm. Okay. My answer to that would be because of the generation, why they are asking for more money in terms of if we go towards the financial side, like you're offering 50,000 rupees to them and they're offering like, sir, we can be good fit for 100,000 rupees or like 150, like which is like almost
$500.
150,000, right? Almost three, 400 dollars as well, right? I can say the main part which social media earning, right, performs here. Gen Z's or these young people have their phone. Social media like YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter start paying them, right? So when they're earning because of they make some content online, right? And as you said, like there should be some starting point. So I can say for Gen Z's, the starting point is their own comfort with a mobile phone, right? And that's why this instability comes in the job market as well. When you see that in the traditional job market you offer them 75,000, 50,000, 60,000 as a competitive salary, right? Along with that, they're also on the Instagram, right? They made some money because they posted a video, it get viral, and they earn almost $1,000 out of it, which is almost 300,000, right? So that's like the shift of financial structure globally, that you can earn in from anywhere in any phases, right? That changed the mindset as well, that why I can earn like make a video for in 1 week and earn up to $300,000. Why would I go for the job of 75,000 rupees in for the 1 month, right? That's the main thing I think which changed the mindset of the Gen Z's, and they are like uncontrollable if you offer something on the table as a market competitive salary with some like IT sector, or what can I say, like traditional job market as well. That's the reason I
What
see.
yeah, yeah, of course, yeah, of course. So what's your opinion that the people who are sitting inside Pakistan, they can do, they can generate a lot of money. They can offer, they could be, offering jobs instead of seeking the jobs.
Yeah.
So, like yourself, so do you think that there are opportunities and there are opening at the moment where the young people they can start their own businesses, or they can start something where they could feel satisfied, professionally, mentally, as well as financially?
Okay. I can say the job market is disrupted, to be honest, in the Pakistan right now because of inflation, right? But the job opportunities and money making opportunities, I can say, if we can compare with job market and the money
Hmm.
making opportunities, they both are different. Money making opportunities because of the digital technology, social media are a lot. Money making opportunity is your own phone, to be honest, right?
Hmm.
You whatever idea in your mind, just clip it on the tripod and start speaking, right? And you will see your video went viral or whatever, like get some views and you can get some dollars as well. So I can say earning opportunities are there, but if you want to go towards the job professionalism or white collar jobs, something like that, they got limited because of a lot of companies, I can say, like updating it using that more technology, which is AI, right? So that's why I can say, like, people have to look for
And
money.
otherwise, the international market has shrunk because of
Yes,
inflation, because of the economic crunch that we have seen,
definitely.
not only
That's yeah,
in Pakistan, and most of the company, as you were referring, you are in fact referring to the technical side of the,
yeah,
the technologies that the companies have introduced, where 10 people used to work, now they need only 2 people to handle all that business,
exactly.
because of the technologies and because of all the machines which are working for men. I mean, it has replaced the person, maybe men or women.
Yeah.
That's great. That's great. So, where you want to see yourself, maybe down to 5, years time or 10 years time?
Okay, so I have a mission of adding $500 million by the end of 2030 in Pakistan economy. Right, that's the goal. Which like I'm taking forward as a mission, as a vision in terms of what we are
Are you
providing
are
as.
you contacting Donald Trump or Elon Musk for that?
If we get opportunity right in Silicon Valley to present
Yeah.
our startup companies, definitely. As you see recently, one of our Pakistani fellow acquired almost $60 billion of company acquisition from Elon Musk, right?
Yeah.
This is one of the recent, and he is just 26-year-old. Why I am mentioning him? Because he is our fellow, right? He is in USA, so opportunity is there. You need to execute in the right
Do
way.
you think that opportunity is also available in Pakistan when we compare the people who are expert, the knowledgeable young people, the young minds? Do you think that such kind of opportunity is also available in a society like Pakistan, or here you have to struggle a bit extra?
I can say opportunities are still there, to be honest, right? I am sitting on the other side of the market where like I can create the opportunities, I'm expanding them. But the thing is that because of this social media disruption, people or people feel like we are the OGs, or we are we are the kings of the whatever we are doing, right? They are unable to take a constructive feedback from the employer or a person who is driving some mission, or I can say need to take them on board as a resource, right? So this is where I can say like Gen Z's or new people who are looking for the job or more opportunity, they need to mold themselves rather than they will be rigid that, sir, this is what we can do. If you are able to hire, do hire, or we are going, right? This is the big challenge in the market, to be honest. But I can say opportunities are still there. This is a conception that AI can take over. No, opportunities are there. You need to update yourself, right? So that's my opinion.
Expertise, yeah. How for the expertise? Naturally, the new technologies have been added, and most of the time, in a traditional, education career, you may not come across the new expertise, the technological expertise. So,
Yeah,
how for those expertise are important for anybody who wants to do, online work?
I can say expert, as I told you before as well, expertise are important, but be up to date is more important than what the expertise you have, right?
Okay.
Because I can say the expertise which I had in 2020, they are outdated with expertise I need for 2026. I need to update myself. Then I will survive or float in the market, or I can earn more money because of the speed, because of the updated with the technology, right? So I need to be more vigilant and more fast to opt and be more expert into like new technologies and towards uh, learning new things. That's what I can say.
Social, yeah, of course. The I mean, those people who have an access to this mobile and Android, and internet technology, whether they are young people, naturally the young people, spend more time on mobile.
Yeah.
If we calculate the timings, but
Hmm.
whosoever has an access, even an old man, 80 years old men or women would be, sitting and uh, playing with the mobile. What
Yeah.
are the negative sides? There are people who are making dollars in
Yeah.
thousands, but the content they generate is something which is misleading uh, the young generation, especially the teenagers,
Yeah.
the students, the school going students especially.
Yeah. Your last part interrupted. Like, what's you're asking about? What's the difference?
So yeah, I just want to ask you that how the young generation can make a difference between the good and the bad when they are using the social media, because there are a lot of criticism as well as a lot of complaints that the young people, they are losing the track, especially the teenagers, because of the content they watch on the social media, because it's like oceans of the world, more than that. So it's an infinite word, once you are in a mobile, you move on to different kinds of content which
Yeah,
you come across. So how
yeah.
we can make a kind of a check, or maybe a kind of guidance for the young people, that they should be choosing something which is good for them.
Okay, I can say these days, if as you mentioned that young people are using social media and the platforms, and the platforms are getting more restricted and like very strict about the guidelines as well, right? People can spread the negativity, right? As young people can share and they will see whatever content they are watching and producing, right? But the thing is that community guidelines are very going to be stricted in the social media platforms nowadays because of this international, I can say, like crisis going on, right? The wars going on. Social medias can control that, but as a young people and as a like youth leaders, that's our responsibility, that we need to promote the best parts of our societies on the social media, right? And it's our, I can say, institutions responsibility as well, and even the private sectors who are guiding and investing a lot of things into the market, so like they can connect with the youth and they can better guide them, right? Because they were like, if they get any content from the surroundings, they will post it. But I want to add one thing for the social media, which is like community guidelines are very restricted now. You cannot even use anyone's content, right? Spread negativity. They are getting more advanced day by day, right? But still, institutions and then the teachers as well, or young leaders, ambassadors, need to deliver those sessions to their fellows, that guys, you need to understand that this is the right thing, this is the right path, and stay away from the negativity, right? So we can play some roles into it as well.
Whatever degree you have got, and you got a degree in media, do you think that the courses, the course outline, and the education that you got, it has to do something with your profession? So there is a alignment, there's a close contact between whatever the students are learning in the universities and whatever
Yeah.
is requirement of the market professionally.
I have an opinion on that, that universities needs to upgrade their content a little more to compete with a like market. I can say, as a company owner running a digital marketing software solution company as well, I face these challenges. Like the talent is coming, but the alignment of what's required for the industry is very much, I can say, like lagging, right?
Give one suggestion, give one or couple of suggestions where you are. I mean, you have hired students, your juniors, from the media.
Hmm.
So, where you see that there is a kind of a shortcoming in their skills, or in their knowledge, or in their education, which needs to be inculcated into the subjects or the courses that are
Okay.
being taught in the university or in the
Universities.
department.
Okay. I can say universities needs to take industries expert who are specifically, for example, marketing expert from some company, and immerse those courses with those individuals. I can say, like, rather than a teacher or like a tutor can teach you course of marketing, better a expert who is industries expert, they can teach that course, right? That's what I believe, that universities needs to hire visiting faculty more, right? And rather than just every semester
So
a teacher,
there should be a blend of academia
industry and
and the
academia.
industry. Yeah.
Yes,
So
it
so
should
that
be a
so
blend.
that it should, yeah, so that the people who are coming from the industry, naturally they
Yes,
know that what are the challenges, where they
yes,
need more, kind of a because of the new technology introduction, they need more expert people, and such courses are should be included
being
into
taught.
that. How was
Yes.
your experience while, I mean, getting a degree from a university. Which university you got a degree?
I have done a media studies from Beria University, Islamabad, and I can say this is one of the best decision, to be honest, because uh, technology I was learning digitally, but media, like learning media ethics, right, presenting ourselves uh, in the market, right, that give me a lot of things from my university, right. So I have learned a lot of things because of I opt media studies degrees, right, and that give me a good boost as well to promote myself, to promote the businesses as well, and it helped me a lot, right. There's a misconception there these days that you don't need degree. I will, as a young person, I deny that you need a degree, right, because degree is not just a paper. It's a experience, it's a pressure of 4 years that molds you, that develops your personality, right. It's not like you can go to the university at 8 a.m., come back home at 12 a.m. and do freelancing, right. That's not the case. So you will be like, hey, I can better spend those 4 hours in earning something. No, degree is very important. 16 years of education is very important as a young person, because I used to think that, and I waste 1 year because of that. I took a 1 year gap between my high school and my university life, right. And I can say after the degree, that's my opinion, and that's my thing, that degree shapes your personality, right, not just you can go and get one certificate by the end of like 4 years. So I think that's
That
very
that
important.
that's that's very great because it is the environment which teaches you more than the books or the knowledge. That because now
Yes.
it's AI, we are living in a AI sort of a world where you can
Yes.
have a lot of information from the mobile and other
Yeah.
sources.
Yes.
But the environment which one gets in the school, in the classroom, or
Yeah.
in a university, that is something which, when you interact with the people,
Yeah.
definitely, because human beings give you more knowledge than the written knowledge or whatever you want.
Yes.
You come across with different people who came from different backgrounds,
Yes.
and that give you a kind of learning that how you have to make a decision in your future,
Yeah.
regarding your life.
Yes.
They, do you think that the people who are moving out of Pakistan, because there have been a lot of questions
Mm.
from the policymakers and the government officials,
Yeah.
ministers and all that, that there is a brain drain going on in Pakistan. A lot of people are leaving this country because they don't find opportunity. As a
Mm.
young man, what's your opinion?
My opinion is that unfortunately, Pakistan has the best talent. Even I'm working with a lot of international clients, and like American people and all. We have the best talent, because we are solution providers, and that's a reality, or the fact that we are almost 250 million Pakistanis, right. Not everybody can go out, right. So rather than sitting and waiting that I am in the queue to go out of the country, I can say start selling your services globally. Pakistan is on the third or fourth largest economy in the world as a freelancers, right? So I can say don't wait that even if I know like it inspires you to go abroad and live an amazing life. To be honest, as a young Pakistani and travel more than 10 countries till now, I have feel the Pakistan even is one of the best country to live, right? Because if you go out, these all are controlled economies, right? A lot of taxes are there. Pakistan have the minimum taxes. Again, we have the financial stability in the country, but the best thing is that earn in foreign currency, dollar, pound, euros, spend live in Pakistan. That's the best thing, to be honest. And I have traveled more than 10 countries, so I have this is my experience as well.
Burhan, it is a pleasure talking to you. Naturally, we most of the time interact with the, people uh, who are politically opinionated, talk of politics, they talk of diplomacy, they talk of international affairs. Naturally,
Yes.
they are important as well. That's why we focus on it. But I wanted to have somebody who's young, and we wanted to give a message across our own
Yeah.
country and across the world that what is the, how our young people are thinking at the moment, and what are their aspirations to be succeeded in life, independently, individually, instead of relying on other people. So I'm very happy to have you on my show, and best of luck
Thank you
to
so
your
much.
all endeavors, the efforts that you are making. And I'm sure that instead of seeking one person job for yourself, you are offering almost 25, 30 people who are working with you, and maybe down to, maybe 3, 4 years that you were mentioning, $500 million bringing to Pakistan. You must be having 300, 400 people working in your
Exactly.
company.
Yes.
Thank you very much for joining. So I had Muhammad Burhan Raza with me, and
Yeah.
that's all from today. Thank you very much for watching.
Thank you so much for having me. Pleasure meeting you.